And just when you thought the View's takedown of Caroline Leavitt couldn't get any lower, Sunny Hostin made sure to twist the knife even deeper. See, she didn't go after Caroline's looks. She didn't attack her views on wokeness. Nope. Sunny took it a step further. She outright dismissed Caroline's entire career. Think about it. These are the same women who have spent years mocking President Trump, belittling him, lying about him nonstop on their show. And yet, they had the nerve to act shocked on November 6th when millions of Americans made it crystal clear they don't buy into the View's nonsense. They don't fall for the lies. And now, ABC needs to wake up. Because they just paid $15 million toward President Trump's future library, a move that these women probably hated. But guess what? It's a win for the American people. But back to Sunny Hostin's outrageous claim. According to her, Caroline's success wasn't earned, wasn't deserved. Nope. In her eyes, it was just privilege. Yep, you heard that right. Apparently, in Sunny's world, if a conservative woman fights tooth and nail to rise up in an industry that does everything it can to shut out those who don't toe the liberal line, her success is suddenly just handed to her on a silver platter? Oh boy, you could feel the outrage boiling over in real time. And let's just say, the backlash hit hard and fast. Fans didn't hesitate for a second to call out The View for their shameless, blatant, unapologetic hypocrisy. Because, let's be real, how many times has this show preached about supporting and uplifting women? How many times have they stood on their soapbox, chanting about smashing the patriarchy, breaking glass ceilings, and celebrating female success? And yet, the moment a woman dares to step up without fitting into their ideological bubble, poof, all that girl power talk just vanishes. One viral comment nailed it perfectly. The View says it supports women unless they're conservative. Then, it's open season. And just when you thought things couldn't get any crazier, Caroline hit back in a way no one saw coming. Because instead of brushing it off, instead of running to social media for sympathy, instead of playing the victim like so many others, Caroline came out swinging. She didn't just clap back. She lawyered up. She went straight for the jugular. And The View? They were not ready for what happened next. Instead of getting dragged into a petty social media brawl, trading cheap shots on Twitter, Caroline Leavitt did something far more devastating. She took real action. The kind of action that sends shockwaves through an entire industry. She didn't just call them out. She slapped The View with a massive $800 million lawsuit. And now, everyone is in full-blown panic mode. And let me tell you, this isn't just any lawsuit. Oh no. This is a declaration of war. Caroline's legal team is coming after The View with everything: defamation, slander, malicious attacks, the works. They're arguing that the entire purpose of these attacks was to destroy Caroline's career, reputation, and future. And let's be clear, Caroline isn't looking for a quick payout or some half-hearted apology. Nope. She's out for justice. And she's taking the fight all the way. And trust me, The View? They were not prepared for this kind of heat. You know it's bad when even Whoopi Goldberg, who never runs out of things to say, just sits there mumbling, as if she's got nothing left. Reports are pouring in that The View's legal team is in full-blown chaos. And why? Because this isn't just about Caroline anymore. This lawsuit is ripping back the curtain on the entire mainstream media machine. Caroline's legal filing doesn't just accuse The View of smearing her. She's exposing a long-standing pattern of this show attacking, silencing, and outright destroying conservative voices. And folks, she's bringing receipts. Years of them. And trust me, it's not pretty. But here's the part that should have them sweating bullets. This could be the case that finally takes them down for good. And it's not just The View that's panicking. ABC is absolutely livid. Sources inside the network are reporting full-blown chaos among executives who never saw this coming. And the last thing they wanted, a legal scandal this massive, one that could send advertisers running for the hills. And trust me, they are. Corporate sponsors are already raising alarms. They're seriously questioning whether they want their brands associated with a show that could end up owing nearly $1 billion in damages. The network is scrambling to contain the fallout, desperately trying to stop advertisers from jumping ship. But at this point, it might already be too late.
And now,
here's where things get even crazier. Isn't it just rich how Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, and the rest of the View's panel love to brand conservatives as conspiracy theorists? Yet, time and time again, these same women have been dead wrong about nearly everything they've spewed over the past few years.
and now,
They might be facing the biggest daytime television scandal ever. This isn't just a problem for The View, it's an absolute disaster. The show isn't merely in trouble, it's spiraling towards a full-blown collapse, and there may not be a single lifeline left to save it. And the reason? One woman, Caroline Leavitt.
young,
Sharp, fearless, a conservative powerhouse who refuses to back down. And right now, she just turned The View's latest reckless smear campaign into an $800 million legal earthquake. Let that sink in.
800
Million. Now, the show's biggest faces, Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, and Sunny Hostin, are reportedly freaking out behind the scenes, scrambling desperately, trying everything they can to make this mess disappear.
Can you even believe it?
The same women who've spent years ruthlessly tearing down their political rivals are now the ones begging for mercy. Oh, how the tables have turned. And make no mistake, this lawsuit? It's not just some minor legal hiccup.
No.
This could be the financial nuke that wipes The View off the air forever. The numbers are staggering, and ABC knows it. Network executives are now whispering behind closed doors, weighing the unthinkable. Could this be the final chapter for one of the most controversial talk shows in television history? And folks, we're not just talking about bad press. This is a legal showdown of colossal proportions. If things go south for The View, it's not just the show that's at risk. These women could be looking at personal financial devastation. Rumors are flying that they're practically pleading with Caroline behind closed doors, hoping she'll ease up before it's too late. But something tells me she's not about to let them off the hook that easily. So, what exactly did The View say that lit this legal firestorm? What did Caroline hit back with that had their entire legal team scrambling to put out the flames? Trust me, it was savage. And it sent shockwaves across the entire network. And of course, the $800 million question. Is ABC seriously considering pulling the plug on The View before the situation completely blows up in their faces? Could we actually be witnessing the last days of a show that has been at the center of controversy for years? Some insiders say ABC execs are done, completely fed up with the nonstop scandals and legal chaos. And if this lawsuit keeps heading in the wrong direction, they just might decide to cut their losses and pull the plug for good. Oh, and trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. If you thought things were messy already, just wait until you hear what's about to go down. See, this isn't the first time The View has come for Caroline Leavitt. Let's be real, they didn't hold back. They did what they always do, mocking, belittling, throwing around reckless accusations. But this time, they may have gone too far. Because the fallout from this one? It was nuclear. It all started when Joy Behar, without skipping a beat, smugly dismissed Caroline's entire career, brushing her off as nothing more than a favor from Trump. According to Joy, Caroline wasn't talented. She wasn't hardworking. She didn't earn her place.
Nope.
She only got ahead because, in Joy's words, Trump thinks she's a 10. Excuse me? Are we seriously reducing an accomplished woman's entire career to whether or not a man finds her attractive? This is the same show that constantly preaches about female empowerment. The same women who rant and rave about how we should uplift and support women in politics. And yet, here they are, shamelessly tearing down a young woman's success, all because she doesn't fit their political narrative. The hypocrisy is off the charts. But oh, Joy wasn't done stirring the pot. And she wasn't alone. Whoopi Goldberg immediately jumped in, doubling down, piling on the insults. But she didn't just attack Caroline's achievements. No. She took it even further. Whoopi actually claimed that without wokeness, Caroline wouldn't even have a job. Are you kidding me? So now ambition, intelligence, hard work, None of that matters anymore. Now, if you don't play by their rules, you don't deserve success? The irony here is almost unbearable. A show that claims to stand for breaking barriers is now playing gatekeeper, deciding who is allowed to succeed, all based on politics. And then, of course, there's Sunny Hostin. She just couldn't resist getting her own shots in. Oh, how the tables have turned. Behind closed doors, it's getting downright humiliating. The same loud-mouthed hosts who relentlessly mocked Caroline on national TV? Yeah, now they're practically begging her to settle this lawsuit quietly.
You heard that right.
Joy Behar, the same woman who smirked, sneered, and laughed at Caroline's success in front of millions, is now in full-blown panic mode, desperately trying to save herself. Suddenly, she's not so confident anymore. And Whoopi Goldberg. Oh, she's feeling the heat too. Sources say she's even reached out through mutual contacts, trying to set up a private sit-down to clear the air. Clear the air? After months of mocking, dismissing, and ripping Caroline apart on live TV, now she wants to talk. You would think that ABC, after just paying out a $15 million settlement for a defamation lawsuit, would learn their lesson. That maybe, just maybe, they'd be a little more careful before throwing around wild conspiracy theories. But nope. Apparently, that's too much to ask from The View. I mean, seriously, they actually went there. They threw out a wild claim about an assassination attempt, as if that was a responsible thing to do on national television. And just to prove how insane their rhetoric has become, Caroline was even asked about this nonsense in an interview. I gotta ask you, because they said it, are you aware of any plots from Elon Musk to push President Trump down the stairs? Caroline's response? Absolutely not. Let me be unequivocally clear about that.
Yeah, right.
The desperation is real, and Caroline isn't just exposing their hypocrisy, she's making them squirm. And at this rate, The View might not survive this one. And then there's Sunny Hostin. Oh boy, she's really starting to feel the pressure now. Sources say her legal team is in full-blown panic mode, because experts are warning that she could be personally on the hook for millions in damages. That's right, this lawsuit isn't just a nightmare for The View. Sunny herself might have to dig deep into her own pockets if things don't go her way. And let's just say, she's not looking so smug anymore. The same woman who never hesitated to take cheap shots at conservatives is now staring down the very real possibility of losing big. And suddenly, the stakes have never been higher. Because for the first time ever, The View's most untouchable, self-righteous hosts, the same women who built their careers on mocking, smearing, and tearing down their political opponents, are now scrambling to make this go away. The very same people who demanded accountability when it suited them, the same women who laughed at their critics, who acted like they were untouchable. Now, they're the ones begging for mercy. And trust me, this is only the beginning.